Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I wanted to, maybe it didn't start. There we go. Good evening, everybody. I thought it had already started and it actually had not. So I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I realize it's getting later in the evening now, but I wanted to come live and just share some good news, first of all, and then talk to you about transition for job transition. I have been doing a lot of work on the book this week, and well, if I'm honest, the last 4 years, and just got a really good review today of the book from a company that does trade reviews, basically, that helps you get your book into retail stores. And so it came back really, really just amazing. I was not sure what to expect. Obviously, I've never done it before. So it just gets me more and more excited to get the book out in the hands of everybody who can leverage it. And it's almost like they were eavesdropping on what I wanted the book to do. I obviously couldn't have known that, but I was so excited to see, the things that they pulled out in the quote and what they shared, and just it was absolutely everything I could have asked for. So I'm so excited to get it out there on 11/2. So it'll be here before we know it. Okay, so tonight I wanted to talk to you about career transition. I know we talk a lot about the interview process and networking and all those kinds of things, but for some of you, you've actually started new roles in the last week or two, and I thought it might be helpful just to go through a few last minute things to think about. Hopefully, you've spent some time preparing for this new role in the best way that you can. Sometimes that means if you have the opportunity, if you know enough to be able to start to put together a 30, 60, 90-day plan. Some companies are actually providing that now. One of the companies that I work with, I built them a profile to use for 30, 60, 90, and then they have actually gone through and just made adjustments so that they can give it to new hires. So it sets you apart as an employer to do that. So if you are getting that from an employer that you're going to work for, sorry, I think it just helps that new person feel special. Like, you actually thought about me, you've got a plan for me. But if you don't, I think it's important for you to write one for yourself. And as you go through those first week, maybe even things that you've learned in the interview, you should be able to start to put together maybe some key people that you need to meet with, some opportunities that you're hearing about, some challenges that they want you to work on, what success looks like. You can start to lay out a plan that helps you reach that success. If you start meeting with people, let's say clients or other parts of the organization, and just ask them for feedback, things that they think this role could really do that hasn't been done before, or things that they wish that they could have done and haven't been able to. And it's an opportunity for you to take all that research and information and build it into your plan, because if there's some things that are pretty simple to do, it gives you some low hanging fruit to go after, and then you can start to just make a difference very, very quickly. So don't discount those things, thinking that, oh, maybe those aren't important. If someone's asking for them and you have the ability to make it happen quickly, try to do that. But you also want to think about the longer term plan. So the 90 days is really your opportunity to start to come into a role, demonstrate capabilities, skills that you have, show them that they've picked the right person. So doing something quickly is very important. Maybe it's laying out a new plan for your organization, maybe it's setting a new vision. There could be all kinds of things that you would be doing in this new role, and you want to make sure that you're really planning and preparing for that as much as you can before you get there. But then once you're there, those first few weeks are important to kind of, I call it, gather all these puzzle pieces and build your puzzle. Show what the puzzle is going to look like and be able to talk about that by the end of your 90 days, so that people understand where your group, if you're leading a group, is going, or whether you're going to be involved in certain projects. You'll start to be able to talk about that more, the more that you learn. So grab whatever puzzle pieces you can get from each person that you talk to and start to be able to fill in the puzzle itself, so that it's easy to follow, it's easy to see, people understand it, and it gives you an opportunity to talk about it. post 90 days, though, it's also thinking about what is important for you to do next. So that may mean a 6-month plan, that may mean a year plan. Maybe some people, as they learn more, will get into a 3-year plan. But initially, it's about what do I need to keep doing to really keep executing on the 90-day plan I've already started. For some people, they just may want to do another 90-day plan. That's easy enough to do. You just take the one you have and update it with whatever changes and keep moving forward. For some people, that's a little bit easier to focus, and that's usually what I have done, so that I can just keep moving on accomplishing the things that I want to do and making sure that I'm staying accountable to myself. But other people like to see the bigger picture, and that's totally fine as well. You can do a bigger picture plan for maybe a year and then just break it into quarters, and those are the quarters that you're going to focus on as you go through each of the next 90-day windows. So whichever way works best for you. I've seen it work both ways, and the important thing is this, that you keep making progress. One other piece to consider, though, is don't be afraid to ask for feedback quickly. It may seem like, hey, I just got here. How are they going to be able to determine whether or not I am doing what I'm supposed to do? I haven't really delivered anything yet. They're going to be able to look at you and tell by your attitude, by how you show up in meetings, if you're prepared or not, if you are able to talk about things pretty quickly, even though you just got there. You'll be amazed. Just leverage the leadership skills and talents that you already have and be able to start to talk about things in a way that almost appears as if you've been there for a long time. It happens more than you think. So don't discount what you know. Just find ways to apply those same capabilities and skills that you have to this new role, and trust that you know the right things to do, and just talk to the right people and get information so you can fill in those puzzle pieces or fill in the blanks for what you need to do and what you need to talk about. So those are a couple quick tips. Oh, maybe one more. When you're first there, I think the other thing to consider is that you have a lot of information coming at you, and it can be overwhelming. It's like drinking from the fire hose, as most people say. So keep a notebook of all the things that you're learning, all the people that you're meeting. That also goes into the puzzle that you're trying to build. So it may not all make sense initially, but just capture all that stuff down every day. And that way, as you move maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, that picture is going to become more clear for you. And those notes that you initially took might be important. So don't be afraid to just jot everything down. It may not all fit together in the best way. You may not be able to see what it all means yet, but I think over time you'll start to be able to figure it out. And so you want to capture what people are sharing with you when they're going through initial trainings with you or having you job shadow. Whatever those things are, you want to capture them so you have them for later and that you can reference them when you need them. All right. I hope that is helpful. I hope everybody will be able to leverage that if you're starting a new role. I'm very excited to hear about that, so feel free to share with the team how it's going in here. And if you need our help, please also share that. We're happy to support you in this new role that you've taken on, or if you're still in the interview process, happy to support you there too. Just let us know what would be most needed for you to be successful. One last announcement. I do still have some room in the new manager training that I'm doing next week. So if you happen to know someone, there's a post in the group here for it. It's called Elevate Your Leadership. So just do a search for that. If you know somebody, I would love to have a conversation with them, see if it's a good fit for them. I'm very excited to roll it out. It will be via Zoom starting on the 27th. So let me know if you know somebody, or feel free to pass along the information here in the group to them and see if it's a good fit. I will talk to you all next week. Hope you have a wonderful week. See ya.